Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are picking my February TBR for 2025. That is absolutely insane. What do you mean? We're already in February. Someone commented on my last video saying that I said TBR like 100 times in my last video and didn't explain what it meant. So for that person and anyone else who doesn't know, TBR stands for to be read. So this is just me choosing all the books that I want to read in the month of February. I'm bringing back the TBR jar. It's very full and I haven't used the TBR jar in a while, but I also haven't refreshed the TBR jar in a while, so I don't know what's in this jar right now. So we're just going to go for it. I'm going to pick 6 books. I'm not going to go over and pick 7 like I do every month. I'm just going to pick 6 because otherwise I won't read them, and I've learned that this month. I learn that every month, but this month especially. So yeah, I'm going to pick 6 books. I don't have any books specifically that I want to get on this TBR, so we're just gonna go randomly. So prompt 1 is, the first prompt is give an author a second chance. Now there's one author that's sticking out to me, and this might be controversial, but Anna Huang, I not absolutely loved. I enjoyed the Twisted series. However, the King of Pride series, the Kings of Sin series, the first book wasn't it for me. And I'm not really interested in carrying on that series, but I've finished the Twisted series and I do want to read more Anna Huang. So I think the book I'm going to choose for this one is The Striker by Anna Huang. This is a like football romance. I don't know if it's set in college or if it's just... No, it's the Premier League. It's the Premier League, guys. British girls, rise up. It's the Premier League. Okay, it says she's the only woman he wants and the only one he can't have. So our main male character, Asha, is in the Premier League. If you don't know, that's like the best league in British football. It's like the top league. Oh, and then he meets his rival sister called Scarlett, who is a former ballerina, and it seems like it's forced proximity, like they have to train together, unsure why. But this sounds really good and I'm really into football, and I've never read a football romance, like a British football romance. Stop, are you joking? Okay, we're going with The Striker by Anna Huang. This is a long book. This is 577 pages. Are you joking? But I'm really looking forward to this one. Like I said, I love the Twisted series. It was just... the Kings of Sin series just was a bit of an ick to me. So we're going to give Anna Huang a chance to redeem herself from the Kings of Sin series. So prompt 2 is... very broad. It's just a YA fantasy. Okay, this is a series that I really need to continue, and it is The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. This is part of the Elfheim series. The first trilogy was the Cruel Prince trilogy, and then this is the start of the next, I think it's going to be a trilogy, which follows Oak, who is Jude's younger brother. I think this has been on like multiple of my TBRs before, but if you don't know, this is set in like the fairy realm, and there is also a mortal realm, and the Cruel Prince trilogy basically follows Jude, who is a mortal living in the fairy realm, and Cardan, who is a fairy, and he is really mean to her. Him and his friends like hate her because she's a mortal. But yeah, like I said, this follows Oak, who is Jude's younger brother. I won't explain more than that because I don't want to spoil the Cruel Prince series, but I need to get this read. This has been on my TBR for like literally since it came out, which is maybe 2 years now, and I really need to read it. And I absolutely adored the Cruel Prince series, so I don't know why I'm putting this off. But this is a YA fantasy, and this is the book I'm choosing for that prompt. Prompt 3 is a 2-word title. Okay, the book I'm choosing for this prompt is a reread, and that is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This was, I think I've said this so many times on my channel, but this was the first ever fantasy book I read like 4 years ago now, and I adored it when I first read it. But I haven't read Hellbent, which is the second book in the series, and I don't know why. I think I just left it too long after reading Ninth House, and I can't really remember Ninth House that well. So I've been wanting to reread Ninth House for a while so that I can read Hellbent and complete that duology. I think it's just a duology. So yeah, this follows a girl called Galaxy, or Alex, and she goes to Yale, is it? Yeah, she goes to Yale, and she's part of this, like, Yale has all these secret societies, and she's part of one of them, and basically she can see ghosts and can communicate with ghosts, and she's like this really important part in this secret society. Yeah, that's basically all I remember about it, but I remember really loving it, and I've annotated it a bit. So yeah, I've just wanted to reread this for a long time, and I think February is the month to do so. Okay, prompt 4. Prompt 4 is a book with a prologue. So I'm going to have a look through some books that I maybe want to read and see if they have a prologue. Okay, I have 2 options for this one. So first we have The Do-Over by Lynn Painter, which is a YA romance that is like a Groundhog Day theme set on Valentine's Day, so I feel like that would be perfect to read in February. And then we have 13 by Steve Kavanagh, which is a thriller. It says the serial killer isn't on trial, he's on the jury. I love Steve Kavanagh's thrillers and really want to read another one this month, but I think just because it's February and it's Valentine's Day, I'm going to choose The Do-Over for this prompt. Like I said, this is a YA romance by Lynn Painter. I am more of a fan of Lynn Painter's adult romances, which I think is a unpopular opinion, but Lynn Painter's romances are genuinely some of my favourite books I've ever read, especially Mr. Wrong Number and The Love Wager. They were just so funny and I adore them. Her YA romances aren't my favourite things in the world, but I still do enjoy them, and this is a Groundhog Day vibe set on Valentine's Day, and Emily, the main character, has to keep living through Valentine's Day where her boyfriend cheats on her over and over again until she can figure out how to get out of it. And this is a very short book. This is 285 pages, so it should be a very fast read, and I think it will just be nice to read around Valentine's Day. So that's the book we're going with. Oh, and also just to confirm, it does have a prologue. I do kind of want to try and get a Steve Kavanagh book on this TBR as well though. Okay, prompt number 5, a colour in the title. Okay, I found 3 options and all of them are fantasies. So the first one we have is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I got this book like 2 years ago now as well probably, but I recently watched a video where someone was reading this because they'd heard that it was like Powerless was basically a copy and paste of this. Powerless by Lauren Roberts, by the way. And they said it's like exactly the same, and that they would have enjoyed this book a lot more if they hadn't have read Powerless, because Powerless was literally the same book as this, which I think is crazy. Like how has that happened? So yeah, we have Red Queen. It's like a YA fantasy. It's the first book in like a 5-book series. And then we have The Scarlet Veil by Shelby Mahurin. This is a very long book. I think it is vampires. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is a vampire fantasy book. And it's like 600 pages. I don't know if I'm in the mood for such a long book right now. And then along a similar vein, we have Quicksilver by Callie Hart, which is again a huge book. But I think this is a fantasy romance, and the romance is with death. I think the guy Kingfisher is Death, maybe? Yeah, Death has a name. It is Kingfisher of the Asian Gate. His past is murky, his attitude stinks, and he's the only way Ceres is going to make it home. Right. I honestly don't think I can do a big fat fantasy book right now, to be completely honest. So we are going to pick Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, and it will be really interesting to see how similar this is to Powerless. Okay, and the 6th and final prompt. I would love to get a thriller on here. I can't believe I've just picked this. The 6th prompt is a number in the title. And what book did I show you earlier? 13. 13 by Steve Kavanagh. So we're picking 13 by Steve Kavanagh. That was literally perfect. It says, the murder trial of the century is here. A ruthless protector, a brilliant defence lawyer, a defendant with a secret, and a serial killer who is on the jury. If that doesn't sound good, I don't know what does. Like I said, I've read quite a few of Steve Kavanagh's books now. I think 3. And I've adored every single one of them. His writing is just so good. I'm always on the edge of my seat. Yeah, he's just a great thriller author. So that is the 6th and final prompt for February. So I will quickly run through the books that we picked. So for number in the title we have 13. For colour in the title we have Red Queen. For a book with a prologue we have The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. For a 2-word title we have Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. A YA fantasy we have The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. And for Give an Author a Second Chance, we have The Striker by Anna Huang. I think this is a great TBR. We have 2 romances, 3 fantasies and a thriller, which is a great mix in my opinion. So these are all the books that I'm reading in February. Please let me know if you've read any of these or what you are planning on reading in February. But other than that, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.